Hey, how are you all today? Friends, family, loved ones. I'm going to answer Anders and Stockholm's Blue Note thread, and I'm also going to add some stuff to it. Yeah, a little bit. I'll start with answering the thread, okay? Got a lot on my mind. What we're playing is one of my favorite Blue Note albums that I own. There's a lot of Blue Note that I grew up with that I don't own, but if I were hard pressed to say, are these some of my favorite Blue Note records? Yes, why don't I own them? Honestly, the primary focus for me has been rock, space, psychedelia, and electronic. I buy jazz too, but my primary focus is the weird stuff. And that's why I don't have more of some of the standard jazz that you might think that I would like to have. I only have so much money. But this is one of my favorite Don Cherry albums, and it's Where is Brooklyn? Pharoah Sanders is on here. Is it Ed Blackwell? I mean, I didn't have to look. You know, Ed Blackwell. That's him playing. Yeah. Henry Graham's on bass. What is so special about this for me? Well, it's very interesting, the heads on this album and the kind of, almost kind of munchkin way that Don Cherry writes heads sometimes, you know. It's like, it's kind of like, and then boom, then we're off, you know. And on this album, Pharoah Sanders knows just what to do with that stuff. It's excellent. Right now, Cherry is soloing, and it's just like he's in his groove. He's in his space. And Ed Blackwell, like Sonny Murray, responds so well. That's what I like about pulse drumming. That's what I consider Sonny Murray and what Ed Blackwell do. Rather than swinging is pulse. They just tap into the pulse of what's going on, and they just propel it forward. This is a monster, fantastic jazz album in my opinion. So that's one. I don't know that I counted. I just pulled some. A couple are on CD because I don't have them on vinyl anymore. This has been shown already, but that's because it's that damn good. Unity by Larry Young, without a doubt. There's something just really unique, special, and I don't want to use the word too much, but I've been using the word educational lately. But it's like the cats are doing things here. They're just playing music, but it's not just playing music. Okay? Unity. This is a ray of sunshine. Well, I pulled some more. Okay. I pulled this one, Song of Silence, Chick Corea. This is I love it. I love this album by Chick Corea. A little slightly outside, but not too. I think the cover fits the music perfectly. Once again, he has the perfect musicians for this date, Barry Altschul and Dave Holland. They just respond. I think that's the right word, is to be able to respond, you know, to one another and to the initial idea and the energy. Love this album. I pulled an unusual one because I really like it, but it's on Blue Note. It's Gil Millet, or is it Millet? Mindscape. And he is one of those folks that early on started to mix jazz with electronics. This one has some very nice tracks. I would not say the overall album is, you know, to die for. But the opening track and a couple of others on here, really nice. I'm opening up to indeed show you that this is absolutely Blue Note. Mindscape, Gil Millet. Gil Millet, I believe that's probably how you say it. And when I was thinking about what do I have on Blue Note that I really like, you know, so I can be honest, and I pulled the Don Cherry. Well, I'm going to show two because both of these albums really are. I love them. They're both on Blue Note. Would have liked to have, you know, picked another artist for variety's sake, but as I explained, many of you folks have a lot more Blue Note than I do. But here we have Complete Communion by Don Cherry. And this, again, is another one of those MF. People seem to be cool with it. I'm a motherfucker of an album, you know what I'm saying? It's like, these are... It's kind of like the genie is let out of the bottle. He's got Gato Barbieri on here. And I love it because Don Cherry makes good use of the people that play with him. And I don't mean that in a negative sense. It's like the way he sets things up. People find voices they didn't know they had. Gato Barbieri on here is amazing. I'll say that word, okay? I should probably get a thesaurus and write some new ones down. So that's another Blue Note that I love. One of my favorites, and I sold it for big money years ago. Maybe $100 possibly, was my copy of Spring by Anthony Williams. This is so, so wonderful. So fresh. That's the word for this one. Fresh. Who's on here? The Cats. Shorter, Hancock. Sam Rivers, Gary Peacock. There's nothing else to be said, okay? Spring. I caught that you have a copy of this on vinyl, Anders. There's my thumb. I wanted to show that. Did I have one more? Yeah. Here's a younger cat, and I don't think he's young anymore, but young related to the other guys, who's on Blue Note that I found out through getting a promo of this. Ended up buying more. Benny Green. Benny Green. Lineage. Pianist. Benny Green. Okay. Let me say it again. Benny Green. Okay. Check him out. Let me know. The last thing I'll do on this one, because I may try to do another video. I really do enjoy making videos. I did stop by the studio today, and what I did was I picked up a reference copy of the master before they made the master to listen to it, to give it the okay. And I drove around. Car is an excellent place besides home to reference your music as to whether or not it works. And I can't explain mastering technically, but it's like polishing. It's like polishing. And in that sense, it's like polishing a turd, too. If there's something there to become shinier, it will become shinier. But if something there is dull, then it becomes more dull. On the album, I'm really pleased with it. Even when I put out Dereck 3 before, So Glad to See You, I just put it on there, but it's not a really well recorded master, and that comes out on the master. But it was there already. And then Bright Lights, as you know, was recorded a long time ago, so the fidelity on that is not the same. But I gave it the thumbs up, which means that it's ready. He will prepare the master that I send to the record company when they're ready to make the records. Spoke with one of the people, let him know, and things are still good or a go. Hopefully this week the artwork will be done, and that's where that's at. And I hope to come back and make another video. I don't know if I will, but Anders, really glad that you're here in the community. Really glad.